Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and 2 new kits for The Sims 4 did just drop today. We will be going through them in this video, but first of all, I want to give a few little disclaimers because there's a lot that I need to talk about. First off, I am recording this on a crappy laptop because I refuse to update my Sims 4 game. I do not like the glitch where some sliders are broken in Create a Sim. I've heard the thigh slider being broken and also the weight and muscle slider, only on certain parts, but it can change the way that your Sims look. Apparently, this is hopefully going to be a retroactive fix. So once they actually fix those sliders, your Sims will just automatically go back to looking the way that they looked before this glitch was a thing. Because obviously it's like a predetermined slider thing. So once they fix the sliders, it hopefully shouldn't be an issue. On that note, I'm going to say if you were affected by this bug, don't try to fix your Sims, because if you fix them now and then the game actually fixes itself retroactively, that means that the Sims are then not going to look like anything the Sims that you are used to, which also means that you're probably going to hear fan sounds in this video because I'm telling you the laptop is archaic. Oh, also, I will say I didn't actually receive these codes this time around. The UK ASA, which is basically the advertising standard guidelines for online content creation, has now said anything that we as creators are gifted counts as an ad, which means I would either have to put ad in the title of this video or in the thumbnail, but I'm not being paid. It's just a gifted thing, or what we used to know as gifted. And so with those new rules, I'm honestly just thinking of buying packs again, because I think ad is going to turn so many people off. Obviously, when I get a code for early access, the early builds that not every game changer gets, if I ever get one of those in the future, then I will obviously be putting ad in those videos that I cover due to legal purposes. But with this one, I was just I'd just rather buy these 2 kits and not have to put ad. With all of the disclaimers out of the way though, let's actually get into these kits and check out what we have on our hands. So first up, we have the Sims 4 Greenhouse Haven kit. Whether they love taking in serene greenery or organizing the perfect planting workspace, use paned windows and doors to construct a bright and tranquil, why can I not say tranquil, retreat for your Sims to delight in. This kit includes build items designed for creating the perfect greenhouse structure. We shall see. Craft an ideal windowed haven for your Sims to indulge their green thumbs and live out their gardening fantasies. And even the most organized gardeners need tools. Pots, plant starters, gloves, and spray bottles will make your greenhouse look like a space your Sim loves to spend time in. I do still feel a bit weird that we got kind of 2 plant kits. And then we also have the Basement Treasures kit. So hand-me-down furniture and forgotten favorites await in the Sims 4 Basement Treasures kit. Sometimes the most beloved seat in the house is the one that's a little worn down. Oh, I really hope this doesn't have the uncanny vibe of the loft kit that I found, especially on the leather sort of sofas. They just had a weird texture to them. That's why this collection is full of pieces with wear and tear from lots of use and love. Like the little love bed that I see over here. Sometimes you have to sift through the basement to uncover a few gems. They might look a little scuffed up, but they still have plenty of use and a whole lot of character. Add a little history to your decor. Do these items have sentimental value to your Sims, or are they simply what they're making do with? Maybe that was their mum's favorite recliner or their grandparents' old television. Create new memories from the old. Why does this literally go so well with the stories that I'm currently telling in my Growing Together Let's Play? I do feel like I'm gonna get use out of this one, annoyingly. It's clutter, but it's clutter that I can see myself using, but I haven't fully checked out the items yet, so I will hold my horses on that one. So this is the paned planting space. It comes in a green swatch, a brown swatch, and then your classic sort of white greenhouse that they have. It actually doesn't have a roof on it, which I honestly find a little bit weird. We do actually get a paned roof, so let me take the kit filter off, and I guess it's as easy as this. I would literally create a box and do this. Only 5 swatches, so you have black, brown, green, and then a darker brown, so you have a light wood and not. So I mean, it still doesn't have, the triangle windows. So I still think these suffer the same fate as pretty much every other greenhouse, I feel. Don't get me wrong, I definitely think the windows are a massive improvement for what we used to have. Like, these actually look way more realistic. There's also clipping on this plant right here. Obviously, there's so many different angles that you can have these set to, and obviously, like, by having like being the option of having a rounded roof or like an curved roof, it really does make it a lot more difficult, and I kind of get why they didn't do it, and they definitely wouldn't introduce that into a kit. Wait, is this actually interactable? Stop it. Do we actually get an interactable like table? No. We can open this. Oh, okay, so this is like storage. Garden stash storage chest. I have seasons installed, so I was kind of hoping that maybe they like added some gameplay element onto this. I actually genuinely might eat my words here. They did give us this little gable like ventilation system. I want to check. Yeah, it does fit. It only obviously fits on weirdly this one angle that I actually have my roof at this point. If you go any further, you kind of get this weird looking sort of way to go about it. Let's see if we can, no, if you can't like drag it up to like multiply it, because then the corners will kind of stick out. So it does work. Obviously you have to have, to be fair, I think I would probably use this angle on a lot of my greenhouses. I don't know why this just like wasn't added. I don't know why this didn't have a roof, and also why it just didn't have this gable attached. I guess it's because this isn't like the default roof, so therefore it would look a little bit silly, and I feel like people would have probably complained that it was like broken, when in reality it is just a buy mode like catalog piece. However, I will say it unfortunately doesn't have like a window swatch. It only has the slats, which all of these are very cohesive. They all come in the same swatch. As you can see, we've got two new wall decorations. So we've got this kind of like wallpaper, which is just like very basic, and it comes in green, light brown, dark brown, white, and black. And then the siding also comes in those same 5 colors. I quite like this siding. It's very basic, but I actually think it's very usable, honestly, even outside of greenhouses. I honestly would have liked to see a few more swatches. I know that it's meant to be like quite natural themed and things like that, but I think like siding for houses and things, this could have had maybe some fun pastels with it. Then we actually get 3 doors, which this I find a little bit weird, I'm not going to lie. If I once again go to kits, the same door, but some of them have this like pained one, and then others are just plain. And then you have the single tile version with again the pained one and then the plain one. And then there is actually only a medium. There is no like tall wall height ones, which I do find a little bit weird. I don't really know why that was a choice. Like, I don't know, maybe why they didn't add, maybe they couldn't fit more windows on. They were like, don't really know how we're gonna go about this. So you also have a double door for medium. Again, no single. I mean, maybe structurally it wouldn't work, but feels a bit strange. And it's pretty much the exact same thing for the windows. You have one with the window open, and then you have the one with the window shut. And again, these comes with swatches of either paned or just the plain glass, and in all the colors, like the light brown, the dark brown that we are used to seeing already in this kit. And again, you get one closed medium. I don't know why they weren't like, oh, we should also give them the open window. We actually have this flooring right here, which I actually quite like this flooring. So 3 swatches are actually just these bricks, and then 2 more swatches have like bricks with like indentations in them, and they kind of have like all these grass tufts like kind of growing through. Then we have the wall hangings of this kit. Sorry, I'm in build mode because it's really dark in my game right now. So we have this one shelf right here. We have these hanging flowers, which this is definitely my favorite swatch, but I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking. I feel like we have a fair few hanging baskets. We have this ventilation system right here, this fan that goes up on a wall. Don't tell me what your Sims are going to be growing. I can already guess. any of you who have basemental, I think you're gonna enjoy this kit. And then we also have this hanging light here, which again comes in the colors that you kind of expect from this kit. You obviously also have the cable too. Then we have obviously this little table right here, which sort of looks like a desk. Honestly, the texture on, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, they're flat. I was gonna say the textures aren't looking like super polished. I feel like this is feedback like a lot of people have given about kits recently. If you look at it in detail, it's not the best, but I mean, this is purely decorational at this point. Like, your Sims can't actually like garden on here. We have this, like, this is called a worktop, but I actually really like this. I think this would be good for like a dining table. I'm fairly sure you could maybe have bar stools like connected to this if you wanted to, but let's test this theory. No. Okay then, well, there goes my theory out the window that you could potentially use this. It is literally just a side table that you can't actually really sit at, which I mean kind of makes sense when you look at it from like top down. This is thicker, so you wouldn't be able to get super close to it, but yeah, I would have much preferred this if your Sims could like sit around it like a picnic table with bar stools. I think that would have been a much better option, really. And then we just have a lot of smaller, like kind of cluttery assets. So let's get into all of these. You've obviously got your big boy pots. There's actually some big ones over here as well. Again, just kind of your brown, you get terracottas. And then you've got this one, which is like a stack of 3 with a little bit more color to it. But then you also have the more neutral stuff. Again, if you're just gonna plop them around the garden or in a greenhouse. You got this one with this very oversized watering can and what looks to be like pesticides, and then gloves on the floor next to it, a little planter box that's empty. Then you've got some like flower feed, plain bags, chicken stuff. I mean, if you have cottage living, I feel like this kit also fits in quite well to that. Obviously, you have this storage box, which definitely makes sense. I literally just bought my granddad one of these for his birthday because he needs to store all of his garden stuff. I would have maybe liked a plastic version of this as well, but I really don't mind the wooden. I think it's quite nice. You've got these little seedling pots, which has actually got some seedlings in, and then you could also just have the plain soil swatch if they haven't started to grow. Everything is really small, I will say. I mean, I've kind of said that I'm over these clutter kits, but I feel like they're a theme that they're gonna run with for a very long time. I feel like we've had so many cluttery kits recently. These ones are really hard to see, but they're just like tiny little starter pots, and then you've got a trio of them once again. I just think these assets feel so small. Like, kits felt small anyway, but now they feel really small. You've got this cute little plant, which I like. I like the trailing leaves. That's quite a nice design. I feel like we don't see that often. Then we have these slightly bigger seedlings, and then you've also got a single one as well. Oh my word, this is so representative of any seedling that I do because it's like basically brown. The fan moves, and I feel like that's something that people are going to be asking for. What better way to show you basement treasures? I like how they released this on 420. They gave us greenhouses with the option to have fans and also a basemental. You see where I'm going here. Sims team, whoever got that one past PR, congratulations. So we actually get one wall decoration wallpaper. It's this one right here. Honestly, this whole vibe is kind of taking me back to The Sims 1. Like, I sort of love it. Like, I'm definitely gonna be using this. I love when we get the more like rundown furniture type scenario. So we kind of have this like aged wallpaper. You have like a white one, a magnolia one with also I forgot what these are called, but like this wooden trim top and bottom, this green one. Then they all look kind of similar, I'm not gonna lie. There's definitely some purples. I feel like this is meant to be like an off blue. We obviously didn't get any new doors or windows, which honestly I kind of would have liked to see. Maybe, I don't know if they could do like a door off its hinges or like a door frame and then a door next to it. But we have this armchair which has like scratches. It's all scuffed up, but it does actually look really, really comfy. Obviously, this is not going to be a recliner, which I'm kind of sad about. I don't remember if this was maybe in like The Sims 1 or 2, but I do like it. I also really, really love this sofa. I actually think this looks super cozy. I like the color swatches. Oh my word, the grapes. Okay. I have to say, I'm not a massive fan of like these. They feel like a bit meh, just kind of flung. I don't mind this one over the arm, this one over the back. They look like a wet tea towel. Oh my word, you best believe I am about to be using this so much. Then we have this like old school TV console, which even like on the back, I remember TVs being this big, like the massive sort of like all the electronics compartment that they had in the back. We didn't really have like an inbuilt one like this, but I definitely remember TVs looking like this. And like if you went super close to it, like put your hand like hovered over it, you could feel the static coming out of the TV. And then there's like a kind of more beat up version and a slightly smoother version that looks like it's been slightly restored. I mean, the Sims have been trying their best. They've also looked like they've got like slight mold growing on them. I really like this. Then you have this proper like scuffed up coffee table. Again, this one that looks like it's gone through a sort of slight refurb. How does the back look? Okay, so that one doesn't actually have netting on the back, so you could have this either way, really. Some of them don't have the netting, and then obviously some of them do, so some of them have like empty holes. Is there a matching one for each of them? No. This one doesn't have a whole one, which feels strange. Yeah, these don't really match up. I was kind of hoping that they'd give you all colors, one with netting and one without. I guess it's maybe that a sim has like painted it, I suppose, as they've been doing it up, but would have liked those to maybe match a little bit more. Then you've got these stacked chairs. I love the little legs down here. I think just for like purely decorational, there's not a lot of things that we have. Like Werewolves had like some scuffed up stuff. City Living has a couple of pieces that feel worn down, but I really love the worn down element of build and buy mode. I love it when things feel like lived in, and Vampires also kind of had it a little bit. We've got this Mahusive mirror, which 2 of them have cracks and then the rest don't, which I kind of would have loved this in more options. Like I think more like royal colors would have looked really cool. Granny trolleys, to be fair, all the university students, if you're a cool uni student at the minute, you have one of these shopping bags, and then sort of like this forklifty trolley thing that you use for like moving people out. I don't know, I have weak arms, I can never use these. I don't really see myself getting much use out of that. We also have wall decors over here, but we'll get into those. We have this lamp, which is slightly squiff, definitely has like a 70s kind of retro theme, definitely a cracked base as well. I have no idea what this little guy is meant to be. Dusty trinkets. Can I read what you are? Dusty trinkets that can hold strange sentimental value. They're creepy but also cute. So it kind of looks like there's some form of a note inside. I actually joked when we saw the teasers for these. I was like, are we getting literally another kit filled with boxes? We need a kit filter. Like, honestly, we've had trinkets and small objects and boxes so much recently. Like, I can't remember what each box is from Sims Team, alright? These are definitely the ones that we were trying to figure out what they were saying. So technically we did get a kit filled with boxes, but at least it's not the only thing. We have a little like old school lunchbox with a home phone on it. I miss the home phones. Bring back the home phones. We've got a little freezer bunny one. I'm fairly sure this might be like a cow plant, maybe. I need to zoom in on those and see what they're about. Then we have this record case, which honestly annoys me. I know we have 1, maybe 2 record players in the game. Let me actually check that out. We have this one from Get Famous. And then we also obviously have like the Grammy phone, but that doesn't really look like it plays records, to be honest. And then obviously we have like the DJ decks, but I would freaking love like a more modernistic, like one tile. Like imagine being able to put a record player like up on here or like on this coffee table, and then you could have your records like next to it. Like, oh my God, Saturday is record store day. Yes, I am gonna try and get Folklore. Pray for me, Swifties. But yeah, I just want more record players in The Sims 4, really. Then we've got like old school games, which kind of like tie in with Growing Together, but I do feel like we also got these in like that other clutter kit. I will say it's like there's standout pieces for sure in this, which the recent clutter kits I really haven't feel like they've had any standout pieces. At least this theming is like something that I can definitely see myself using. And then we also have another chest, which I'm thinking you can probably put stuff in this as well. And then we also have this plant, which I love. I kind of wish it didn't have this funky little stool underneath it. Like, I would definitely get more use out of this if it didn't have that, but I do like this plant. And then onto sort of the bigger objects, we have this lamp right here, which is again very like squiff. It's a bit cockeyed, but we still love her. We got this a bookcase, which has like cracks in it, and then also like shelves that are slipping out. The remnants of the heart bed. Oh my word. This has got the fact that my heart bed in The Sims 1, I was a 6-year-old playing this game, keep in mind, probably looked like that underneath it from the amount of times I had Sims go under those covers and play around with each other or tickle or whatever they used to do under there. It wasn't called woohoo at the time. They just used to like play together. Making me think that alongside what I think is going to be the Caliente update, because it's called like a hot update for the summer, honestly, I really hope that we get like the vibrating love heart bed. I think that would be sick. Then we have the mirror. Instead of like freestanding, it's like trapped against the wall, so it's like leaning against it. And then you also have some like canvases and some photos. So let's actually, oh, creepy ballerina. Oh my god, is that the pancakes I spy on their wedding day? Correct. Is this for things to come for the pancakes? That's so sad. I know they don't have the best relationship. Usually I'm not here fucking shipping them, but geez. Then we have this like retro one of the kids. Looks pretty like 80s. I wonder, is this meant to be, oh my god, this is meant to be roomies. So you have Zoe, and then you've got Gavin up in the front, Jay Huntington, and then I always call him Nick because of New Girl. I know he's not called Nick, but definitely them. Who is this? This looks like it could be the Delgatos. So baby Pierce over here, and then Justin and Sapria with the puppy, like before Evie came along. They really said give Molly's worst enemies some memories. Eliza Pancakes and Sapria Delgato. The Sims team were really out to get me. And then I can't really see who that is. Is that Bella and Alex? It definitely looks like Bella and Alex for sure. They're having a little hug. Not gonna lie, that looks like a ghost face. Like, does that not look like... It looks like one of the monsters from the Scooby-Doo movie. To be fair, Goth Manor is defo haunted, isn't it? And then we also have this little like decal, which is just like exposed brick, but you can actually change it. You can have like dust spores, like mold. And then there is also this, I was gonna call it a piss patch. I hate how I put it near the mattress. Ugh, ick. But yeah, you have these like scuff marks for the floor, or like damp patches if you want them, and also mold growing. So if you live in Strangeville and you got those spores spawning in all around you, boom, you can now make it super realistic. I actually think I prefer this one to the greenhouse one, which is surprising because I feel like I've always wanted like better greenhouses. Don't get me wrong, I am looking forward to the fact that I can make slightly more realistic looking greenhouses. There is definitely limitations to it, I feel, for sure, especially with that only being like a 4 thing. So like you pretty much have to build one that looks like this, which I mean, I feel like it offers you a bit of room. I'd honestly probably get rid of a lot of this clutter and just have planters. So therefore it's like, how much use am I gonna get out of this when they do need to be that small, you know? But you lot should definitely let me know how you feel about both of these kits. Which one do you think you prefer just from seeing this video? Whether you're gonna be picking them up. It's not even missing an ear. It's just got one ear down. And then this just looks like an envelope or something. Maybe it's like a photo frame, like backwards. I can't really check what it is. The texture on it isn't super great. And then, oh, an imaginary friend. Stop it. No. I miss imaginary friends. They're just like trapped in the basement on an old freaking lunchbox. Oh, I have to say, the texture of that phone cord isn't looking great. I feel like people are gonna have words about that one. I'm not too fussed by it. This one actually isn't a chest that you can use. Weird that the garden one is and this one isn't. Stop it. Is this Don't tell me. You can watch TV on this one. You can't watch TV on this one? This is purely decorative? Why would they do that? No, I'm not happy about that. Ooh, I'm fairly sure that's gonna be a romantic aura. So yeah, all in all, I quite like these themes. Like I said, I'm very much over the clutter sort of kits. I feel like we've had a lot recently and it just feels like we're getting smaller and smaller pieces in kits, which I already wasn't like a massive fan of. And then also we're just getting like boxes of things, which for the themes that they've chosen, like sort of makes sense. This one I definitely is the strongest out of the clutter ones that we've had for sure, because it kind of feels like different. I'm super disappointed that that TV isn't usable. I'm honestly assuming a modder is gonna make it actually usable. And then also again with the greenhouse one, it's not the strongest, which I really wanted like modular greenhouses or something a little bit different. It still doesn't give me really the freedom that I wanted when it comes to creating greenhouses, but I do think it's better than kind of what we did have. I definitely think that kit filter is way overdue, but I hope this video was still as informative as usual. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.